Welcome back. Welcome back to Fly Tampa Fly. Skyway presents Fly Tampa Fly. Thanks for joining us today. We exist to inspire and grow the aviation small business community within the Greater Tampa Bay area. We're always looking to highlight small businesses, business owners with an aviation-centric entrepreneurial mindset, and our goal remains to grow the community of like-minded people who are looking to grow profitable aviation-centric ventures while staying on task with a greater purpose. If you know a startup with that kind of focus, please connect us. We'd love to share their story with our fast-growing community. So welcome today. We've got a few slides. They'll probably be a little bit shorter than usual. I've actually been trying to get this and kind of cut it down to no more than 20 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you want more, if you want less, or what specific kind of content you're interested in. I am just trying to provide information that's going to make the community better. As always, like, subscribe, follow us, share us on our social media to stay up to date with the latest and greatest in what we are trying to accomplish in the world of aviation within the Greater Tampa Bay area. All right, let's start with the FAA. Let's check out my notes here real quick. So the FAA is withdrawing their medical denial policy proposal. So originally, the FAA announced that, well, let me just go straight on my notes. I actually made like a little script here to make it a little bit more efficient. The FAA announced during a recent meeting with aviation industry organizations that it will not implement its proposed policy that would have replaced the long-standing practice of deferring incomplete medical applications with issuing immediate denials. So if you had an incomplete medical application, they would just flat out deny you. It's kind of a guilty to proven an innocent kind of way of operating, but they've gone and they've stopped that. Did you know that the FAA receives more than 450,000 airman medical applications annually, of which 50,000 fall under special issuance categories? According to the FAA, half of the applications, 225,000 of those, are delayed, often because they lack the necessary documentation, which can add an additional 8 weeks to the process. So because of this, last year the FAA announced the policy for those kind of applications to make them immediate denials. Originally, the policy was scheduled to take place on January 1st, and it was deferred to March 31st. The FAA's cancellation announcement came recently after it met with aviation industry organizations such as AOPA, the Airplane Owners Pilots Association, and other organizations like that. The FAA has agreed to work with the industry organizations to create a pilot medical education campaign that helps applicants better prepare for medical exams and reduce those delays due to incomplete medical applications. In response to the FAA's agreement, aviation industry organizations have released a medical checklist with guidance on the documentation that the FAA may require when submitting a medical application. Also, the FAA is currently working on reforms to make the medical certification process more timely, consistent, and transparent, while also reducing delays for the applicants. So that's fancy speak of they're trying to make it better between them and the industry. So stay tuned. The beauty is if for some reason you're missing something in your medical, you're not going to be flat out denied an initial medical, which could impact you. If you're somebody that's already got a medical or already has a pilot's license, say you're a professional pilot, that there could be implications there that put you on hold to fly, and of course get paid to fly while you're waiting for them to figure it out for you. Good. Let's move on. This is cool. This is near and dear to my heart. I'm all about privacy, and I've always had this dream for a counter drone defense system. So obviously you're starting to see these in commercials now with the docking drones that can protect you from other drones. So I think this is pretty cool. There's a Florida bill that could let homeowners shoot down low-flying drones, which I am all for because I don't want somebody else's drones flying over my home. A proposed bill making its way through the Florida Senate would allow homeowners to use reasonable force, whatever that means, to stop drones conducting surveillance within 500 feet of their property Take that, insurance industry. The Senate bill would build on Florida's current Freedom from Unwanted Surveillance Act, which prohibits drones from recording private property without permission when privacy is reasonably expected. And despite the bill, the FAA wants you to know, the Federal Aviation Administration maintains its stance that citizens cannot shoot aircraft out of the sky, or they will face hefty fines and potential jail fine. This is one of those where I'm just like, federal government can get the heck out of my backyard. I support our local Florida government in regards to if somebody's flying a drone over your property, whether it's another private person or an insurance company, you should be able to knock that thing out of the sky. Who's with me? Comment below. Let me know if you're with me for or against this policy. I'm for it. I'm getting riled up talking about it. Fuel alternatives. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, recently issued a Special Airworthiness Information Bulletin 2025-04, April 2025. The bulletin is asking aircraft owners who have used unleaded fuel to report the details of their experience, to include any service difficulties or abnormal maintenance issues, or the absence of such issues. EAGLE stands for the Eliminate Aviation Gasoline Lead Emissions Initiative. This was co-founded by aviation industry groups such as AOPA. It was co-founded by the Airplane Owners and Pilots Association, AOPA. And they're calling on pilots, aircraft owners, mechanics, and fixed-based operators, also known as FBOs, to help shape the future of general aviation by responding to the FAA's request. For those interested, the FAA will take as much detail as possible to include photos, descriptions of issues, along with details of maintenance conducted prior to the use of the unleaded fuel, details on the aircraft and engine make and model, approximate time since the last overhaul, an estimate of how much fuel was used before the issue was observed, hours flown using unleaded fuel, the manufacturer and type of unleaded fuel used, and other information that might be relevant to any issues that have been observed. We will. Did I get a link on this? I'll put the AOPA article in the description below. You can go to AOPA. I think they might have a link that links you to the FAA. I'm not sure. I'll see if I can find it and put it. I've got a lot of things going on, so if I don't get it, go to AOPA's website and hopefully they'll have it for you. So you can respond if you fall in that category. Drone and eVTOL insurance. It was bound to happen. There's a company called Apollo, which is it's a platform. It's actually an innovation-driven insurance platform. A lot of words. Has just launched a new insurance facility offering major protection for drones, eVTOLs, and other aviation innovations. Apollo has teamed up with the UK-based drone specialist Moonrock to introduce a coverage solution built for the next era of flight. The solution is tailored specifically for complex drone operations and high-tech aviation ventures like eVTOLs, that's electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, for those of you who aren't familiar with eVTOLs, which are being developed for everything from air taxis to cargo delivery. The facility will offer liability coverage up to $100 million and property damage protection up to $22.5 million. And this turns out to be a significant boost for drone operators, fleet owners, and startups in the advanced aviation space. It was only a matter of time before the insurance companies got involved to, they say, protect us. But anyway, wherever you go, there's going to be some sort of insurance required. And why would you expect this to be any different? So there you go. The insurance industry is involved now. So it's becoming real. Everybody's believing in the future of air taxis and air cargo. It's happening. Let's talk flying cars for a brief moment. And, while I support USA, 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 China, in their auto show, chose to feature multiple Chinese flying cars. So the race is on between us and China. Recently, I think it's actually going on. Where's the dates? Let's see if I get it written down. I don't have the dates there. I think it's going on. I think it's still going on. the 21st Shanghai International Automobile Industry Exhibition is currently happening. And what's noteworthy is that several Chinese flying cars are being featured. For example, the FABA group, FAW group, unveiled its electric vehicle takeoff and landing vehicle under the, I can't even pronounce that, the Honggai brand. I'm not even try to pronounce it. Anyway, the flying vehicle will have a range of 124 miles, according to the Chinese media. They have a maiden flight that's planned for later this year. There's another company, Chang'an Automobile, and they're featuring a 2-passenger EHang. I've heard of EHang. I've heard of them in the news. Their vehicles, anyway, which have already received their government approval to carry passengers, and the vehicle flies autonomously without a pilot. And then another company named Chery, Chery, is also at the show, and they claim that their vehicle can fly for 50 miles. All those vehicles are specifically intended for the Chinese market, to include sightseeing, transportation, or moving cargo, similar to what's going to happen with our market here. So I put this in here just to show you that, boom, the race is on, and I 100% am behind Team USA, specifically those in Florida. If you're looking to get into the eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing market, there's potential, and there's some inspiration for somebody to compete with. All right, eVTOL stocks. I don't really have a lot today on this one. No big changes. Of note, AWRIN for Airwinds and Lilium, LILM. They're still listed, which I find interesting because they're pretty much dead, especially Lilium. I mean, Lilium's definitely been in the news for being dead, but it surprises me that they're still selling for 5 cents, and I suspect that between AWIN and LILM, they're on the what's called the over-the-counter market, penny stocks, and you're totally speculating if you're investing in those companies. You're speculating in any of these companies because they're all technically penny stocks based upon their prices right now. However, specifically those two, I put it in there just for your information, just to show you how things are financially happening in the world of eVTOLs. Stay tuned for more. All right, let's move on to some business development. If you're trying to get into the world of aviation, you need to network. The Florida Aviation Business Association, they're holding their conference here at Tampa International Airport, June 16th through 17th. I've been in the past, and I plan on going this year because it's a great way to meet, especially Florida aviation industry personnel. That, if you want to get into that world, you really need to network, and this is one great way to do it. I'll put a link to the conference in the description below, so those of you who are interested, you can click on that, and I'll take you to the information that you need to attend this conference and begin networking into the world of aviation. All right, oh, I missed a slide. Looks like I accidentally skipped one. Well, I messed up. All right, here's a slide for my aviation industry events. I got them now on my website. Of note, in May, there's one in Florida, the Aviation Festival Americas, which is in Miami, Florida. We'll have a link in the description below. You can also go to the website there, and we have an aviation industry calendar, either there or in the description below. If you want to attend this event in Florida, Aviation in Florida, we'll have it for you in the description below. Well, let's see if the other slide appears. Oh, there it goes. It was out of place. It was out of sync. Not a big deal. It happens. If you're looking to get into the world of aviation and you like to deal with fuel, the U.S., a new report by Market and Markets Consultancy predicts that the U.S. sustainable aviation fuel market will grow to a value of almost $7 billion by the end of the decade. Sustainable aviation fuel is an alternative fuel made from non-petroleum feedstocks, and it's meant to reduce emissions from air transportation. SAF, sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, can be blended with currently used fossil-based fuels at different levels, with limits between 10% and 50%, depending on the feedstock and how the fuel is produced. The Market and Markets report is predicting that advancements in biofuel technologies and the fuel scalability and production are expected to support the increasing demand for SAF in the US. So we will see if you're looking to have cleaner burning fuel in the future or now. They're working on it. If you're looking to get into this industry, this is an industry to look into, is the sustainable aviation fuel, or sustainable fuel in general. Sustainable fuel in general. All right, good. Moving on. All right, user fees. This really hasn't changed. Those of you who know of any new Florida user fees, and right now I'm talking about the user fees just for landing and doing touch and goes and things like that. If you know of an airport and I don't have it on the list, please put it in the comments below, or send us an email in our information that you'll see at the end of this presentation, and I will make sure I get it on the slide. My goal is to make sure you guys are informed so you can fly appropriately to those airports. Maybe avoid them, because we're not Europe. Scholarships. If you're looking, you got the dream, there are scholarships available. The FAA literally has it on their website, and I will keep beating this drum every time I do this, just so eventually you'll get it. There are scholarships available. FAA.gov will have a link in the description, so you can go straight to the FAA.gov website and see their list. And then, of course, here's our list, and we'll put these in the description as well. And some of these are already on the FAA.gov list. Some of these aren't, and we just want to add to your potential list of potential aviation scholarships, so you can go find it if you really want to live the aviation dream. It'll take a lot of work, but there's some potential opportunities here for you to get some of that funded. All right, I think that's it. As always, thanks to my friends at Jetline Systems for allowing me to use this conference room, and they're a great company. If you're looking to build either a home simulator, or you know a government institution or a school institution, they build scalable solutions, and they're very professional. They do it very well. They've done plenty of government contract. They're currently working with multiple big name, we'll call them Division I universities, and on the junior college level as well. Junior college all the way to the Division I university level of aviation programs, providing scalable computer aviation simulator solutions. So call my friends at Jetline, or just Google them at jetlinesystems.gov and reach out with your questions, and they will help you out with your solution. Mind my PC. All right, so I always, if you're looking to build a small business and you're not an IT person, or even if you are, even if you have the skills, do you really want to do everything? You want to own 100% of nothing, or would you want to own 10% of $100 billion? So let my friends at Mind My PC help you. They are a cybersecurity and IT sourcing solution for small to medium-sized businesses. They provide 24 hours, 7 days a week availability, and that gives you, the business owner, a peace of mind knowing that you can focus on what you do best, which is your business. All right, that is it, folks. That is it. Well, actually, it is not, because I got to talk about myself. Thank you to our other sponsor, Me, Myself, and I, / Skyway Bound Aviation Services. If you are in the Greater Tampa Bay area and you got a flight dream, reach out to me. There is an us somewhat. There's friends. There's people behind the slide. Reach out to me and us, and let's start figuring out how we can help you live. Whether it's with us or another school, we want you to live your flight dream. We want you to get into an aircraft and start learning to fly today. If you just have questions about the aviation industry, please reach out to us. We'll do the best we can to get you some sort of answers. If we don't know the answer, we will help you find the answer. There are other things. You don't have to be a pilot to be in the aviation industry. There are so many other jobs. There's a lot of opportunity within the aviation industry, and our goal here is to help you find the path within that industry that you will enjoy. And the aviation industry is great. There's a lot of good people in the industry. With that said, I am going to start winding down, because we are just over the 20-minute mark. I'm going to leave it here. Like, follow, share, do that YouTubey, Facebooky, Instagrammy. I'm not on TikTok yet. In the future. Do it. Like us, follow us, stay up with the latest, the greatest. As always, if you got a dream, go for it. Just go for it. You only have one life. You might have to work while you're going for it. You might have to work in parallel, but you will never regret at least trying. As I always say, do not quit, do not quit, do not quit. I used to say the sky's the limit, but I've changed. I've changed that. Don't quit. Sky's the beginning. Get out there and make something happen. I believe in you.